Dan.
Well, so I think it's incomplete. I mean, I think we don't know. It is, in my opinion, a great, it was the right move to do, but we don't now know about their nuclear capabilities. Again, some reports say Fedora was destroyed. Others say it was just damaged, but they think it's operational. The other big question is ultimately this is about the nuclear material. There are mixed reports that intelligence believes that they moved it out right before the bombs came, that they can fit it basically in the back of trucks. Again, we don't know. It could be that they didn't, but it's not Trump derangement syndrome to say it is incomplete, right? And so I think the other big question, obviously, is the regime is still there. So, we have to see, what does Iran do now? Like, do they end up responding? Is it for show where like they fire missiles that kind of go into the desert and crash, but they tell their domestic audience we fired them at their bases? Is it real? Is it sleeper cells, whatnot? How would Trump respond? But at the end of the day, Sean, the goal is to eliminate their nuclear program. We do not
Right.
know if it's been eliminated.
So on the front of regime change,
Don't.
I will say this. I don't think that the president's message is inconsistent. He's making it clear that if you don't come to the table, then we will put it back on. And that's very Trump, which is I'm not taking anything off the table. I said this Friday, and I'll say it again. Like the critical mistake the Iranians made is after meeting with the Europeans, they chose not to show that they had a desire to meet. And when that happened, that to me, I don't know this, but I will say that if I went back in history, I'd put that as the moment when they made a decision that you guys don't want to meet, let's go. And that was a tactical mistake. I still don't think that they've shown any willingness to want to come back to the table. The president's made it clear this isn't a war against Iran. This is a war against your nuclear capabilities. And we want to take them out, but we don't need to go as far if you're willing to come back to the table. They have not shown that yet. And at some point, they're going to force his hand again.
Charlie Kirk has a different interpretation, at least to my ear, than you do of the president's post on Truth Social about regime change. He says he's encouraging organic regime change. He's encouraging the Iranian people to rise up rather than saying, I may dip my toe back in here if things don't go the way we want it to go.
Yeah, I mean, again, I go back to my previous phrase. I think it's parsing words because at the end of the day, whether we encourage it or I think if the president's view is we can make a deal with you, which probably helps you stay in power, or we can walk away and probably with some outside assets encourage and support regime change, maybe not full on. But I mean, so it's a question of
Yeah, but it's not parsing words in that at least Saturday evening and Sunday morning, the administration was bending over backwards to say this is not about regime change. Like,
right.
stop.
And my point is, and the Ayatollah and his proxies have not shown any willingness to say, okay, I got it. Message received. We're willing to do it. And so the president's saying, all right, guys, you didn't get my message. Maybe you'll hear it this time.
But here's the problem. Then this goes back to what we've been talking about all last week and why I think you can't spike the football yet with the banner that says mission accomplished. We've always said this. So then what? Okay, there's a domestic uprising. If they pull a Tiananmen Square and mow them down, are we going to provide arms?
No,
we aren't. Is Israel going to provide arms?
No.
So are they going to bring knives to a fight?
Okay. It's gonna. We talked about this last night.
Mean?
It's gonna have to be an uprising so big that the government falls.
And who organizes it? Twitter. Okay. And Twitter. With what guns?
They're not gonna beat them with guns. They're gonna beat them with the people in the street in masses and public international attention. I mean, I'm not predicting it's going to happen, but to me, that's the only way it's going to happen.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.